we mentioned just now that you do backing vocals for Jimmy. You've also worked with some other big stars, Luiso Bala. What's it like stepping out from behind the musician and taking the stage for yourself? I mean, you own it, girl. You are meant to be at the front of that stage, right there in the center. But what's it like taking that step?
I think it was always a dream growing up to do, be a solo artist. But as you go along in life, things happen, and so you kind of lose that vision or goal. And being able to be inspired by my fellow peers, people like Jimmy Nevis and other people I know in the industry, it's an amazing feeling to get that dream back. And so it's different from doing backing vocals, but when something has been your dream for a long time, it almost just, the puzzles just come back together. So for me, it's been a very overwhelming but such a grateful experience. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to put my solo music out there, basically.
And you started singing when you were 17?
No, I started singing when I was very, very little. Like
really?
In church, and I grew up in church singing, and at high school and primary school, and just in choirs and performance groups. But I entered a very famous competition when I was 17. Yeah, that's what it's okay. And after that competition, I was just like, I'm never gonna do music again. I didn't take the rejection very well.
I read about that. Now, talk me through what you were feeling. What was going through your mind when you made the top 70? I think.
Yeah.
Right? When you made the top 70, and then you were kicked off the show, rejected from the show.
Correct. I think at that point in time, that no is the only thing that you focus on, especially when you're that young, and that's all you've been dreaming about. And for someone to tell you no is the most crushing thing ever. I think if I think back to that moment, I remember calling my mom and I just said, I don't think I can ever do this again, because the rejection was too crazy. And at that young age, it's very hard to bounce back when that's something you always think about and dream about.
What made you want to bounce back?
I think when Jimmy asked me to come and do backing vocals again, it was something it was actually a fun thing. He was like, I just started writing my own music and Elephant Shoes just got released, and he said, come do backing vocals, it's going to be a fun time. Because at that point I said I was never going to be in the music industry again.
That would have been a huge loss for everyone.
Oh, thank you, so nice.
Thanks.
And so, it was about 4 years ago. He said, just come and do little oohs and ahs. It's a fun time. We get to sing together again, because we grew up singing together. And I said, okay, cool, I'll do it. And I think 2-3 years later, still singing backing vocals with him. And with my first single, we were having coffee one night, and he started writing to something. I wrote to something, and he pushed me into studio. He was like, you're going to sing the song, and the first single happened, basically. So
is this a studio at his house?
Yeah, it's a studio at his house.
Did you write on the walls?
Probably there's like a chalk
the
door.
Yeah.
Yes, we often write on the chalk door.
I wonder, what do you write? Is it just thoughts you write, or lyrics? What happens on that door?
Anything
can happen.
Anything can happen.
After a few Red Bulls.
Yes, exactly. Or very after 3 o'clock
at
night, you're just like, anything can happen.